In our last video, we had a look at the demographics of Canada broken up by 5-year age brackets. In this video, we're going to break them up into 0 to 19, 20 to 64, and 65 and older as age brackets to see if there's any correlation between our age distribution and our economic situation. We tend to live life in 3 stages. From 0 to 19, we're not working yet. We're not taxpayers. From 20 to 64, 66 now, we're taxpayers. We're out there, we're working, we're paying taxes. After 65, we're paying much less taxes and we're retired. When we take this same data and we break it into those age categories, we start to see some interesting trends. Looking at the total number of Canadians in each of these economic age brackets, we can see that the number of kids rises only slightly over time. The number of working people rises steadily from about 15 million to about 24 million. And the number of retirees triples from about 2.5 million to about 7.5 million. As with the earlier graphs, we can surmise the rise in the working age people is due primarily to immigration, because again, people aren't born at 20 and 30 years old. Let's correct for population growth by looking at the same data again, but this time as a percentage of the population rather than straight up numbers. When we look at the percentage of Canadians in each of these age brackets, it becomes the percentage of working age people that stays fairly steady across time, at least until it drops off a little bit between 2013 and 2023, which makes sense because that's when the peak of the baby boomers starts to hit 65. The percentage of kids drops from 30.5% in 1983 all the way down to 18.9% by 2023. The percentage of retired people doubled during this period. We go from about 9% of Canadians over 65 in 1983 to 18% in 2023. At the same time, the proportion of working people, despite the huge influx of millennial immigrants, fell slightly. There are 2 main reasons why there are so many more retirement-age people now than there were in 1983. We've already covered the baby boom effect, but the other effect is lifespan. Nutrition, lifestyle habits, and medicine have all improved immensely over the last 40 years, meaning that while the average Canadian was expected to live for 9 years after retirement to about 74 years old in 1977, by 2017, that number had risen to 17 years, 84 years old being the average age of death. It's 19 years if you retire at 65 rather than 67. Generally speaking, a portion of our taxes is a rainy day fund. We pay into taxes when we're young and healthy, and then we take back out when we're old and we need assistance. Old age security, seniors programs, and age-related health care are all big expenses that we don't want our retirees paying out of pocket. Note that this is separate from the Canada Pension Plan, which thankfully is quite solvent and doesn't require any tax dollars to fund it. So how do these demographics tie into our tax dollars? Simple. In this final version of the graph, we've highlighted the working and retired percentages for both 2013 and 2023. If we take the ratio of working age people to retired people in 2013, it's 4.1 to 1. Just 10 years later, in 2013, despite the importation of many working age people, the ratio of working age people to retired people has slipped to 3.2 to 1. Basically, in 2013, we spread the tax cost of each senior over 4 working people. Now we have to share the cost over only 3 working age people. While a breakdown of the costs to the federal government of caring for elders is a subject of a later video, suffice it to say that it is a huge portion of their expenditures. It's in fact the biggest. Spreading out the cost of each senior over only 3/4 as many working age taxpayers puts immense pressure on governments to increase taxes and or cut programs and or run huge deficits. None of these choices are an easy sell to the public. In our next video, we'll take a look at how our federal tax dollars are spent. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and check in regularly for new content.